Hey everyone, it is Monday Night Live here with Andrea Proeber. We are actually at my house tonight, so I was gonna stay at the office and use the studio, but I figured since we're gonna be doing this at 7 o'clock till around 7:30, 8 o'clock, probably be better to just go back to the house first. So here I be. Yeah. I literally got home about 4 minutes ago, and I actually left in plenty of time, or I should have left in plenty of time. But I was at the office, and as I was coming out, I heard like all these crows and this little like sounded like a baby bird or something. So I go across the parking lot, and there was these bullies, these freaking crows were pecking at a baby bird. It's kind of more like a teenager, like a juvenile or something. So I scared the crows away, and then I had to this bird that was like not where it was supposed to be. Like it should have been over in the pond that's kind of close to our office. It's around the block. But it took a little bit more because it kept going into the bushes and stuff. But the crows were just sitting on some low hanging branches, and they were waiting for me to go, and they were going to go right back at it because I did go to put my stuff in my car. I had like my backpack and stuff. It had my laptop in it, my purse, and the lunch bag, all sorts of stuff. So I go to put that stuff down, and yeah, they were right back at this baby bird or this teenager bird or whatever. I don't know, a juvenile bird, whatever. So I went and chased down the bird, the duck. It was a duck, and I took it over to the pond, and there was some other ducks. There were some little baby ducks. There was probably, I don't know, at least a dozen of them, and then there were some adults as well. But there was none that was this duck's age. Like it had like half baby feathers and half like regular adult feathers. So, but there's no way it could fly. It had like no feathers. It had baby feathers on its wings. So I was like, okay. Anyway, so I put it in the water, and it seemed to be fine and swam off. But then I felt really guilty because I mean, technically the crows were just doing what crows do, and they just wanted something to eat. Mind you, it shouldn't have been a baby bird, but whatever. So I went and got the only thing that I really had at the office is like half a jar of olives, um, half a loaf of bread, and I had some coffee creamer, which I'm pretty sure they weren't interested in. So pretty sure. So I went and got the bread, and then I gave half to the crows, and then I gave half to the ducks, which I know you're not supposed to give bread to ducks, but at the same time, you know, it was all I had. And I felt really guilty because I took away the food from the crows. And so, anyway, but I didn't want to feed the bullies and not give anything to the ducks. It was just a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And it took like 20 minutes. So I was a little late getting back to the house. I should have, like, I was actually going to cook dinner and then jump on this. But so, yeah, I fed the ducks and the crows, and I'm not feeding my family until I'm done with this. They're not even home yet. They're not even home yet. So, anyway, that's how my Monday night is going. How is your Monday night going? Go ahead and put it in the chat if there is something you would like to chat about this evening. I'm listening to my dog. She's losing her mind out there. So I don't know. She just really, really loves to hear herself bark. She's about 6 months old. She's psychotic. She is. We love her, but she's psychotic. She's exhausting. We've never had a puppy before. We've only adopted like adult dogs, and it's been a learning experience. And she is very, very intelligent, which is not always a good thing. It's not. It's not when the dog is outsmarting you on things and has way more energy than you, so can definitely, and she has patience too. So it's just not a good combination. Um, she's exhausting. She really is. So yeah. But yeah, like she really loves my bras and socks and underwear. And so we try very hard to keep it out of anywhere where she can stag up. She doesn't like chew them or anything, but she just really loves running around with them. I don't understand. But so yeah, there's normally, if you come over now, there are underclothes in the living room. So yeah, that's a thing. So anyway, so we've taken to making sure that she can't get into it. We got laundry baskets up higher, all this other stuff. But now she will sneak it. She will sneak and find like a bra or underwear or sock or whatever, and she'll like tuck it away somewhere so we don't even know that she has it. And she's getting, I don't know where, how, I don't know how. Maybe like in between, if we're sorting laundry, she just sneaks it. But then as soon as we go to let her outside to go to the bathroom, she goes, and before she goes sprinting out the door, she snags it from wherever she's tucked it behind the couch or whatever, and then she's running in the backyard with the underwear. And yeah, that when we decided to get a dog, I in no part of my mind did I fathom that our mornings and evenings would be spent in this way. So it's been a learning experience for us, very much so. But she's cute. We named her Lucy because she's the crazy redhead. She really is crazy. But yeah, she's not that big, thankfully. Because if she could actually get up onto the counters and stuff, we'd be in big trouble. Like, it would be so bad. It would be so bad. So thankfully she's fairly small. She's a miniature poodle and a cavalier, King Charles mixed. So we've had a cavalier before. We absolutely adored her. We had her for several years, and she passed away about 2 years ago. And it just absolutely, we loved her. So we got another cavalier, but this time, a little more allergy friendly because I have some severe allergies. Okay. And so yeah, we did that, and I think what we got is more poodle than cavalier. Um, yeah, and I did not realize that a poodle, they're very smart, a little high strung, and a little bit crazy, a little crazy. So I don't know. But so yeah, it's kind of funny though, because everybody's like trying to get this Cavapoo mixture or whatever. But when I told somebody that I had a Cavalier and a Poodle, they're like, "Oh, a mixed breed," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, yeah." So we've got a mixed mutt. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. She's she's very sweet. She doesn't mean any harm, I don't think. She just really likes to have fun. She's a little party girl. So anyway, but she's it's been a learning experience for all of us, very much so. Um I think if I were to ever get a dog again, I would go back to somebody that has to rehome theirs, or to the pound or whatever. We actually wanted to get one. I looked, and that's what took 2 years, is because I was looking for at the pound or looking at the Humane Society and stuff like that. We wanted to adopt a pet that needed a home, but all we kept running across were like very, very large dogs, and they were on an aggressive breed list, and um, with our lives being as they were, we just didn't think that we could provide a home for a large dog. We don't have a fenced backyard. We don't have, like, we're not large breed dog people at this point in our lives. So we're more like apartment style dog, even though we have a home. We wanted like smaller. Anyway, but yeah, we got crazy. That's what we got. So I don't know what kind of dogs you guys have, but our lives are changed forever because of Lucy. Lucy is crazy. And it's funny because we got this little Roomba vacuum thing, Shark vacuum or whatever, and we went to go and name it, because you can name these things. And our last one was called Bugs or Bugsy. I don't remember why, but it was. And that one's now at the office. And so we upgraded our one at home, and David named it Lucifer, Lucyfur. thought it was funny. I thought I'd share. So what are you guys up to tonight? What are y'all doing? Probably eating dinner, trying to, sorry, adjust. There we go. Ah. I don't know. I'm on LinkedIn Live. I added that one because it was just an option that I could do, but I have no idea how this looks on LinkedIn. It's probably really strange. But why not, right? If you have it as an option. So I'm using a Restream service. So it's like not just YouTube, but it's also Facebook and LinkedIn. And yeah, so everybody's tuning in from kind of all over the place, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think Facebook has more of, I don't know, Facebook, it's more like my friends, my family, coworkers. And when I say coworkers, I mean other realtors like all over. I think I've got like 1,000, literally 1,000 real estate agents on my Facebook friends list. But it's cool because you kind of get to know them, they get to know you. And then when you're doing a deal across from each other, it's like, oh, how's Lucy? Hey, pretty good. How's Bugs? Like it's just more of a friendly type thing. Um, do you guys hear that? Okay, yeah, our washing machine is imbalanced. Unbalanced? I don't know, whatever. So it's beeping. It's like error, error. Danger, Will Robinson. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I like it when the machines talk to me. So maybe the robot vacuum thing talks a little bit too much, though, truthfully. It's always saying something. I can never understand it. So I don't know. Don't know. Ah, sorry. Ah, it's been a long day. So last week I went to the realtor convention and that was fun. That was it was intense. It was really intense. It started on Tuesday. I had to do some auditions so that I could be authorized to provide classes to real estate licensees on behalf of the Florida realtors. So they have very specific things. And so I went up in front of a whole room full of judges. Normally it's like 8 or 9 judges, and they grade you. And so it's like knowledgeable about the subject matter, able to use the PowerPoint and the technology, okay, which by the way, it's kind of a cheat because the technology is normally a computer that's Windows based. I use all Mac stuff, and it's normally older than I am. I'm not joking. And then one time I went in and the clicker thing was out of juice. It was out of batteries. It was later in the afternoon when I had that audition. So uh, that one, this year I brought my own clicker thing just in case everything died, but I had both of them fairly early in the morning. So I did 2 auditions. But yeah, they grade you on like how your appearance is, if you look professional, just everything and then some. But yeah, I did pass both auditions. So I'm now approved for 2 more classes that I'm allowed to teach on behalf of Florida Realtors. So that's kind of cool. So now I'm up to 4. There's only 2 classes that you can audition for per like every 6 months. So like I can only add 4 per year. So, and this is my first year, so I'm right on schedule. So we'll see. Um, I think after like 8, I might take a break. I don't know, but there's so many cool classes. They have like over 100 different classes that you can be authorized to teach, and it's just such great stuff, And it's like it's really cool. But then they did on the last day they meet and greet, where you meet the people that are in charge of actually bringing in instructors, um, at the little associations all over the state. And truthfully, it was surreal. Like I almost started crying because we did this meet and greet, and the education directors went up first, and they said who they were, where they were, which association they were from, Naples, Fort Myers, Tallahassee, whatever. And they said, what they were looking for and stuff. So that was cool. And then they get down, and then each of the instructors, which there's a lot more instructors than education directors, of course, we had 30 seconds to say who we were, where we were from, what we could teach, and why we should be basically selected. So it's almost like an audition all over again. But honestly, I was just so it was surreal. It was so surreal to go up there on that stage in any capacity because I've been taking these classes through the local association for a decade and a half, longer than a decade, almost 2 decades. And some of the instructors that are there have been a huge influence on me. Like one instructor, her name is Cynthia DeLuca. She's written books about property management. She's taught classes on property management. She has now got, she's actually created the classes that I was auditioning just to instruct. I mean, I'm just trying to use the class. She's literally created the classes for the Florida Realtors. I mean, it's crazy. So, and that's just one of them. Craig Grant, he's like all things technology, and he's created tools that Florida Realtors use and all associations use. I mean, there's just so many. There were so many. So I'm looking at all of these amazing instructors and they're going up to introduce themselves, but of course everybody knows who they are, but they're just, they have to go up there anyway. So I'm just like, I'm in awe. I'm in shock and awe that I got to share a stage even for 30 seconds with these amazing instructors that like I'm going to start tearing up again. Like 15, 20 years ago, they were teaching in my association and I was just like so overwhelmed with the amount of knowledge they had even back then, and I'm just like, it was just I don't know, to share a stage with them was just beyond anything, so it was cool. Chuck Bonnemer, he's also an instructor. He actually gave me my first designation. Now, a designation, if you ever seen those, the realtors that have, like, a business card or their name badge or whatever, and it's almost like they have some kind of doctorate or something because they have like their names. So it'd be like Andrea Proeber, and then it'll be like GRIAHWD, CRS. I mean, there's all these, they call them designations. And what it is, it's additional classes that you can take that designate you as a specialist in that particular niche field or niche market or whatever. Now, GRI, it's a little bit different. That one is basically Graduate Realtor Institute, and it's essentially for realtors. It's about the equivalent of a men in real estate. You've taken all of these additional classes. You can take to 5 years to take this system of classes or whatever, and then you get a pin. There's tests involved. It's pretty intense actually. Uh, and some parts of it are you could use as your after license credit. Anyway, be that as it may, my first designation was Chuck Bonner gave it to me, and it wasn't because I paid for the class. Um, so this was back in the day when I was a single mom of a toddler, and when I say times were tight and tough, huge. Like I mean, um, it was rough. Okay. So a single mom of a 2-year-old basically, and I mean it was the middle of the recession, and I mean there is like we've had a recession during COVID, we've had a recession. No, this was like 2008 was like it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So, and of course my daughter was born May of 2008. So about 2010, I guess this was more or less. So anyway, um, I could not afford anything. Okay. But I really, really felt like I needed education. I absolutely had to have education in order to do my job and do it well and do it effectively and help my customers the most. I really felt like, you know, educating myself was the number one thing, is number one priority. So I found out that if I volunteered to help in the classroom, I got to sit through the classes. So I wasn't doing it for designations. I wasn't doing it for anything except for I had to know. I wanted to know. So I did. I volunteered on at that time they called it the education committee. Now they call it professional development, but I volunteered. And so basically I would, check people in, make sure they stayed for the whole duration of the ride of the class. Because, it all gets told to the state, because we have continuing education we have to have. Anyway, so I would go and I would sit for all these classes. Well, Chuck Bonnemer was an instructor who came in and he was teaching at home with diversity. And it was a designation class. And so I took the position to help with the class, like a teacher's assistant. They call him a monitor, but it's teacher's assistant essentially. Anything he needed, I was right there to help with. Make sure there was, nothing crazy going on or whatever. Yeah. So at the end of the class, and I was taking notes. I mean, I went in there to learn. I did not just sit there and twiddle my thumbs. I went in there to learn. So he was teaching the class, and he gave everybody a pin, a little pin at the end to show that they actually achieved the designation. And I had even been participating. He allowed me to participate in the class, even though I was sitting over to the side by the door. He still called on me and stuff. And it was like this ongoing conversation between him and I. And I'm just like, okay. So, some of them just kind of forgot that I existed. Some of them thought I was like employees of the association, which I was not. I was a volunteer. Uh, but yeah, he actually just kind of treated me like, I don't know, like one of the classmates, but also a little bit above almost. It was really, really nice of him. And yeah, he gave me a designation pin. And I looked really confused because technically I didn't take the class. Technically I was a volunteer. And he said, "No." He said, "You participated and you took the class." I'm going to start tearing up. I'm not joking. So you've earned this too. So even though I never paid for his class, that was my first designation. As far as the GRI, I think I've taken it 6 times. And I was very disappointed. I never got the pin because technically I was not taking the class. So I am actually going to get that designation because my grandmother had the GRI designation, and I want to be able to wear her pin. She gave it to me when she passed away. I got her realtor pin and her GRI pin, but I can't wear the GRI pin until I actually attain the designation. So even though that pin is probably 20, 30 years old, because that's when she was a broker down in Fort Myers, I can wear it once I actually get the designation myself, and then I can just, keep my pin as well. But anyway, so yeah, that was basically I got so many classes because there was not a lot of volunteers at that point either. A lot of people actually left real estate entirely. I did not. I buckled down and went hardcore all in. And, at this point, I can take whatever class I want. I can teach classes. I can travel for classes. I can do whatever. I have a lot more freedom to do that at this stage than back then, which I'm very grateful for. But I would really, and that's why I'm doing the whole teaching, going through the auditions and all that stuff is it's my turn. It's my turn to give back. Because when you receive something like a designation or education, you need to pay it forward. So anyway, but that's why I'm doing that. So one of the many reasons, many, 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 many reasons, but I am now able to teach. I am able to teach property management, one of the classes that Cynthia DeLuca used to teach. And I am able to teach social media for, you know, people getting started. I think there's actually 2 social media classes I'm able to teach now. No, no, one social media class, and the other one is Jumpstart Your Real Estate Business. So there's that one as well. So like getting started, how to do what you do or whatever, best practices. There's a lot of real estate agents get into it and they're like, all right, I get to set my own schedule. For some reason, they think that that means sitting at home watching HGTV and eating bonbons or something. No, you do have leeway with your schedule, but you still have to do the work. So you get to say, okay, I'm going to make the phone calls at X time. So you do get to dictate your schedule, but at the same time, you still got to make the phone calls. Like, what? So yeah, somehow that just kind of is for some of the newer agents. So they have classes like Jumpstart Your Real Estate Career, so that they actually know how to get the ball rolling and how to get things started. So that's one of them I teach. And then one of them that I am going to be working on next is at home with diversity, actually. So that pin that I received for that first designation from Chuck Bonnemer, I will actually be able to pin other people and give it to them. And yeah, so that I'm looking forward to that. That'll be in January that I get that. So, all right. Well, I have been talking steadily for 26 minutes so far. There we go. Hello, Beverly. I was hoping somebody was going to chit chat with me. I'm just sitting here gobbing right along. So hopefully, you guys are still with me and are wanting to chat. This is supposed to be a question and answer kind of session, but it's up to you if you actually have questions you want answered. So, looks like we'll see. So, but yeah, let's see what else is going on. I'm still doing the news for WITG. So that's been interesting. I kind of switched it up a little bit. I was going too long. It was like 3 minutes. And it's like, no, that's crazy. So I try and do like between a minute, minute and a half, and then I'm done. It's supposed to be like a really rapid fire, rapid report. But it's interesting because, I mean, we find out all sorts of stuff. But what's bad is like my sister works at Cheney Brothers and my daughter works at Chick-fil-A. So I hear about the stuff that happens there, but I can't really talk about it because then they might get in trouble. So yeah, it's so annoying. What are we discussing? Whatever you would like. You guys get to dictate what we are discussing. I talk about whatever, and then if you have questions, we're it's open. So if you're new to my channel, I am a real estate broker and instructor, and property manager, and I guess investor too. My husband and I own some investment properties. So if you have a question about any of those things, I'm your person. We also do a lot with people that are new here and moving to Ocala. So, where to go, what to do, all fun stuff, not so fun stuff like schools and stuff like that. We talk about all of it. So, actually good. In Ocala, it's actually good. The rest of Florida, maybe not so much, but in Ocala, it's actually pretty strong. It's one of the strongest places in the state, actually. So kind of interesting. They were just doing the Sun Stats, they call it, which is the Sunshine State Statistics. They just kind of went over all of that at the Realtor Convention last week. That part was on Thursday, so almost at the end. And they were just talking about, the entire state of Florida and the population growth and the housing and housing availability and all that stuff. And it was crazy because very few people actually even knew where Ocala was, but it kept popping up on all of his maps and charts and stuff like that, as a place that was like, we never had, you know, the decline that other areas have. In fact, a lot of areas are still at like 15-20% below what the market was last year, and we're at positive 2%. So it was kind of like, wow, it was pretty surreal. It was really so I was like talking about Ocala this and Ocala that, but we're still growing. So we're going through, everybody's like, oh, there's a bubble, there's a bubble. Dude, at this point, it is for sure a boom. We are going through a boom. Um, the World Equestrian Center is adding a whole bunch of stuff and stores and all sorts of stuff and high end. Um, I think they're doing like a high end outdoor mall, which is pretty cool. Yes, Ocala definitely has some very rural areas. Very rural. Uh, so I mean, you could go for miles and still see like trees, just nothing but trees. But I mean, for the most part, like my area, I live outside of the city limits, but I'm still basically in a subdivision. So it really just depends on where you're at. Are there still any affordable properties with flipping potential available in the area? It's kind of interesting that you're asking that. Yes, there are, but with the advent of wholesalers, they're really kind of messing that one up. Um, so it's kind of hard to find those properties like what you're talking about. Truthfully, a lot of our investors are looking at brand new construction because the numbers are so good with those. It's crazy. So like there are 3 bedroom, 2 bath, double car garage houses with granite countertops and no carpeting, which I would never recommend carpet to somebody that's investing anyway. But you can get in a very nice home for right around 230, 239, something like that. So, I mean, if you're going to get that, it's gonna be under warranty, you're gonna have a brand new roof, HVAC, new water heater even, I mean, all the stuff plus a 1-year warranty, I mean, so, yeah, I mean, you could try and get a house that's under 100,000 and put a whole bunch of money into it, but then you're probably still gonna need to do some of the major things as well. So, and it's gonna be so many people looking for the very same thing that it's gonna be very difficult to find. So, sorry. For something like that, I would say probably looking into more of the remote areas, going into like Levy County, Citrus County, something like that is going to be a little bit easier for you to find that. Maybe right in City of Ocala, but it would be something that probably needs more work than what you're willing to do in order to get the best rewards. Because you got to think the houses that are brand new construction, the rents are at a premium as well. Whereas if you're just doing a fixer upper, you're not going to get the most money possible for rent for that. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I would, as far as flipping, not as much in Ocala right now. Not right now. But there are a lot of people, thanks to, the student loans, inflation, all of the numbers and stuff. There are a lot of people that are getting a notice of default, an NOD. So maybe not necessarily in foreclosure yet, but at least like heading in that direction. So you might be able to find some short sales. I don't know if you guys have looked at short sales or not in a while, but that is something that may be on the horizon. So Beverly says the homes in Ocala were being bought very quickly at one time. Is that still true? Yes and no. Not like it was. Definitely not like it was. That was a little insane. I mean, I enjoy sleep, and I didn't get any for like 2 years. So maybe not necessarily like what it was, but they are still going pretty quickly. So instead of having a house on the market and you get 30 buying offers within like 24 hours, it's more like you're going to get one or two offers on a reasonably priced house within about a week. So it's a huge difference as far as that. But are they still moving? Yes. I mean, the houses are still going up for sale and being closed on. So I'm going to say, yeah, we're still closing more houses than are coming on the market. Excuse me, but we have a little over 2,300 houses on the market right now, any given time. So, it's okay to be purchasing right now. You know what? Me sitting in this recliner is definitely not a good thing. If I was at my office, I would have like all the lights and I'd be sitting in an office with the desk. Right now, I'm just kind of hanging out in the recliner at home. So a little bit different. Anyway, yeah, we should be having some blogging posts on our company website. That's greatexpectationsrealty.com. We are going to be having a little bit more about the investment aspect instead of just regular residential real estate, like owner occupant kind of stuff. We are going to be touching into investment, good places to invest, and why. I always like that and why. I want to find out all of it. Um, so yeah, that should help. And then I got a solar guy coming in. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I should have had some coffee before I came in here. I was chewing on espresso beans, chocolate covered espresso beans a few hours ago. So I think it's just the comfy chair. This is a super comfy chair. And after a long day at the office, it's awesome. Oh my goodness, that is a great question. What are some of the stores in Ocala and maybe what stores are planning to come to that area? Okay, so for Ocala, we're getting a Bucky's. We're not just any Bucky's. I know that sounds weird to put it as a store, but honestly, the store itself is going to be 80,000 square feet. So I mean, where else do you put that? I mean, that's a store. It's a store. It's a restaurant. It's an everything. It's a tourist attraction. But we are getting a Bucky's, and we are actually going to have the largest Bucky's in the nation. So I think that's pretty cool. Um, I don't know if they've started on construction of it yet, or if they've broken ground. But the governor was here, and he was talking about it along with a representative from Bucky's, and they were talking about what they're wanting to do, which is like 120 something gas pumps and over 700 parking spaces. I mean, it's intense. So I don't know if you've ever been to a Bucky's or not, but we are getting one. Not only are we getting one, we're getting the largest in the nation, not just Florida, the nation, which includes Texas, where Bucky's was originally from. So that's pretty intense. That's pretty intense. Now, the World Equestrian Center, they are doing a whole slew of retail as well. And it's going to be high end retail. So, like Louis Vuitton kind of stuff, Dooney and Bourke. I don't know. All of the stuff is coming over there. So they're gonna do like an outdoor high-end mall in with the World Equestrian Center. And they're literally going to double the retail that they have right now, the retail space. They're also doing like a convention center, another expo hall. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff. And their second hotel is just finishing. So yeah, there's that. That I mean, they just keep going and going and going with that place. And they're going to be doing some more restaurants there as well. The restaurants are absolutely unbelievable at the World Equestrian Center. They're so good. The toy store there is it rivals FAO Schwartz. Like it is insane how cool this place is. So yeah. I always enjoy your videos where you feature local restaurants and attractions. Will you be posting more of those in the future? Yes, I have gone back more to that format. I did some actually last week. So I did the new barbecue place where they had food trucks for like forever, Rashawn, and now they actually have a storefront. But there's, there's a lot of people that were wanting me to do more of the scripted videos and stuff. So I did. I changed it. I was like, fine, I'm going to get a teleprompter on my phone. I'm going to go ahead and do it scripted. I'm going to be looking right at the camera. I am going to get professional with this. And guess what happened? Y'all didn't like it. Okay. So I went from like 20,000 views every month, and I think, at this point, we're down to, like, 12. So, I guess my little brand of crazy where I just go and, like, I just basically show you guys what I do and where I go and stuff, and I guess you guys seem to like it. So I'm doing more of that. I'm going out and, chatting with some of the people that I know, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy. So yeah, and I'm doing more of my stuff. So I'm sorry if I don't look at the camera. I'm sorry if it's like really not perfect, but I guess you guys don't necessarily want perfection. You just want me to be my own goofy self. So that's what I'm going back to. So, which is fine. It's a lot easier, that's for sure. Trying to do you have to do it so professional. You have to have a script, you have to do it like so, and it has to upload, and you got to read the script at a certain speed, and I mean, it's intense. So, yeah, just me being my goofball self where I'm just like yawning and stuff in the video, I guess is but yeah, I just did Jaws restaurant. I don't know if you saw that. That's a new place that just opened over here. And they have like this Jaws theme inside, and they've got these crazy burgers, like really crazy burgers. And they have like homemade cookies in there. So yeah, I did show that place recently. I want to go back out to the drive-in, but it's just too hot right now. But they have the best food there. They even have fried green tomatoes now. So I wanna go back over there, but man, it is sweltering outside. I am not gonna go sit. I don't know. They have really good food. I've literally thought about just going into the drive-in, ordering food, and then just go ahead and leave. Like, it's supposed to be but it's such good food, and you can't find this stuff anywhere. They have, like, this muffaletta sandwich that is absolutely it's massive. It's, like, this big, okay? It could easily provide dinner for 4 people, okay? It's massive. Um, and they have, like I said, fried green tomatoes. They've got pizza, and the pizza is really pretty good. They got wings, all sorts of stuff. Such good food. But I don't know that I really want to sit out there. I mean, it's after dark, so it's not that hot, but it's not that cool either. So I prefer more in the spring and fall, even in the winter. I mean, 90% of the time it's great. Right now is not part of that 90% of great weather. So it's too hot and uncomfortable. So once it cools down just a hair more, I will be going over there and showing you guys what it's like to go and hang out with me at the drive-in. Because they've got two screens and they play, you know, recent movies like the new releases and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. Any nearby airports under 1 hour drive? Yes. That would be Gainesville. Gainesville, Florida is only about 45 minutes up the road, and that one's an international airport. It's normally a little bit more expensive to fly in there, but if you're wanting to save yourself a little bit of time, that would be the closest one. They are actively trying to find airlines that will actually take a chance on us and start flying into our little local airport here in Ocala. We do have an international airport. We have a lounge. We have all the things. We just need an actual airline to be like, yes, I'm going to fly out of Ocala. So far, that hasn't happened. Um, I prefer the Sanford International Airport. I think that was the best one as far as ease of use getting in and out. It's not a huge, massive airport, and it's very reasonably priced with like Allegiant Air and stuff like that being there. That one is about an hour and maybe 15 minutes, depending on traffic. And then there's MCO, which is just about an hour and 15 minutes as well, again, depending on traffic. And then Tampa also is pretty easy to get in and out of, I guess. MCO is not. That's Orlando International Airport. That's Disney Airport. That thing is crazy. But Tampa's reasonable. That one's about an hour and a half. What time of year does it start cooling down in Ocala? It starts cooling down in September. That does not mean it is cool. It means it is starting to get cool. So I would say September and into October, it's absolutely gorgeous weather. Same for November. We'll have a few cold days in December, but for the most part, December is great. Same thing for January, a few cold days, but the rest of the time, great. Um, February is gorgeous. March is gorgeous. April, it starts getting warm. May, it starts getting uncomfortable. June, July, and August, it is basically like living in Satan's armpit. That is an act description. So either you go visit family up north or in the mountains or something, or you do like we do and you just hang out in the air conditioning. You go from air conditioned house to air conditioned car to air conditioned office or wherever you're going. You things to do out is going to be like going to the movies because again, air conditioned. Uh, going to the mall because again, air conditioned. All that stuff. Um, the museums and stuff like that, all of that indoor. But as soon as like like right now, they don't have like on Friday nights they have the street walks where you go and go downtown Ocala and they have like all this artwork and all of these vendors and there's music and stuff on different corners and it's just this really great small town vibe. It's awesome. They do not have that right now. That starts up again in September and it goes all the way until May. And then June, July, and August, that's a no go. Like, nobody's going to go to that. It's hot. It's crazy. So yeah, those are the months. Nobody does too much. June, July, and August, it's too uncomfortable. So even like the drive-in movie theater and stuff like that, it's at night and it's cooler at night and everything, but it's more comfortable September through April, maybe even May. Depends on the year. Sometimes May is absolutely horrible. Sometimes it's really not bad. But yeah, things start heating back up in April. But it's still comfortable. It's okay. But once you get into the end of May, no, that's a no-go. Does Ocala have a rainy season? Yes, we had kind of a weird year this year, but yeah, we do have a rainy season. We're in it right now. But it's been kind of off again, on again. Like we had a whole bunch of rain, like torrential downpour for several days. And so so we had flooding, which we don't really have flooding, but there are certain places in the county where they're lower. And so we did have some flooding because it was just like all at once we had that. But like it should be about 10 to 15 minutes every single afternoon around 2 to 3 o'clock. That's when we get our torrential downpour. And the rest of the time, no. But instead, we got a whole bunch of rain all at once. And then it's kind of been a little bit of rain back and forth and everything, but not really reliably at a certain day or time. And then, like right now, sometimes it'll rain, sometimes it won't, sometimes it'll be like, I don't know. It's just weird. So it was a weird year. But normally it's very reliable. You can't like, okay, it is the rainy season. Do not wear white. Do not go out in the afternoon. You're going to get dumped on with rain. But we really haven't had too much of that right now. So it's just kind of been weird. It's been a weird year. This is fun. Thank you so much for like chatting, interacting. Otherwise, it's just me sitting here just going, doo, 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 doo. I mean, I can always think of something to talk about, but it's nice when you guys are interacting with me. I like it. I like it better. But yeah, so I don't know if there are restaurants and attractions that you guys are interested in seeing, but I am doing a lot more of those coming up now. So like I just went and did I was driving in historic district in Ocala and I just looked at the road and I looked at the houses and I felt so grateful for living in such a beautiful place as Ocala. So I shared that. I slowed down since there was like no traffic at that point of the day and I just kind of had a video of showing some. I didn't even show all of the houses. I just showed what I was driving by. And that's a video that we just released last week. So, I talked about some of the different houses and some of the architecture and stuff, but it's just such a beautiful drive. It really is. Everywhere has experienced special weather. It's true. Like, even California, they had a hurricane coming, which is just bizarre. We're like I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm not. I mean, it's just that we're normally the ones that have, okay, Florida's getting another hurricane, so it's going over to California. Because I have people that move from California, they're like, what about those hurricanes? It's just like, oh no, we don't have that here. Well, guess what? You do now. You got one. So you can't say that anymore. You can't say that. But I do think it's a little unfair that California now has hurricanes and earthquakes. That doesn't seem right. Like, it should be one or the other, but not both. That definitely does seem like it's not fair. That's not really. So yeah, my goodness, that went fast. It's like a whole hour. Well, not a whole hour, like 51 minutes, but still, it seems like it went fast. Did it go fast for you guys? We'll see. I don't know. If nobody has any other questions, I'll go ahead and end. I gotta make dinner for my family. I'm pretty sure my husband. Well, I'm making ravioli, which my husband doesn't like. He doesn't really like pasta or ravioli, so he's not gonna be thrilled either way. Um, but I'll do like some meatballs or something, so he won't complain too much. And as long as I make my homemade garlic bread, nobody complains. So, um, says maybe unrelated question, but are you excited about the new Universal Park opening in Orlando? Think it'll bring support jobs to the area? I don't think. I don't. So Orlando is like Orlando, and Ocala is Ocala. And we're so close together, but at the same time, we're worlds apart. Okay, like worlds apart as far as I don't know, just lifestyle, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird. Um, we have much more in common with like Gainesville, even though Gainesville is like college town. Um, but we're just a lot more rural. Things are, there's like hardly no traffic here and stuff. So we visit Orlando, but like if you talk to someone in Orlando and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm over in Ocala," they're just like, "Oh, okay, that's where all the farmers are, right?" And then if you like tell somebody from Ocala that you're from Orlando, we're like, "Oh, that's where all the concrete and traffic is, right?" Like, ugh, so it's just so completely different of a lifestyle between the two that it's just they're not really related. So like we go and visit Orlando and we love going to the theme parks and stuff. My daughter is actually going to Disney. We haven't been to Disney since before the COVID, but she's actually going in like 2 weeks. So that'll be cool. Um I could have gone, I chose not to. I know it's awful, but I have been to Disney countless times, all of the parks repeatedly. I can go there without a map. I can tell you when to go on the rides, what time to go on the rides, where the good food is. I know how to do it pert near for free. I have actually gone to Disney a few times for free. Um, I mean, I have done Disney and our passes expired. We had season passes, so we were going like constantly, and they expired February of 2020. And we had decided that we were going to go ahead and not renew them because we'd been going so much that the kids weren't even excited about it. It was like, hey, do you want to go to the park? And they were like, I'd rather stay home and watch TV. Except for the park we were going to was Disney. And they were just like, meh. So we're like, why are we paying for this? So, but we've gone so many times. Sometimes we'll go multiple times in a month, whatever. So this is the first time she's going back since we stopped having the passes. And um but I wanted to try other parks too. Like we've gone to SeaWorld a few times, we've gone to Busch Gardens, we've gone to, but like Universal, we haven't done that one. my my aunt is the one that's going to Disney And my daughter's going with her, and she just jumped on here on the Facebook Live portion. She says, "Going to Disney with best aunt ever." Yes, she is. Absolutely. And she's an even better aunt because she is not forcing me to join them. I'm going to hang out at this really awesome hotel that has like water slides and pool, and I'm going to get a Mai Tai and sit by the pool while they go sweat to death at Disney. And then we're all gonna, have dinner together. That is the best aunt ever. Take my child, leave me by the pool. It's pretty bad. But yeah, like Universal, I mean, I will definitely go to Universal. I love going to the theme parks and stuff. I haven't gone to Universal in years though, so um but I haven't gone to water parks in a long time either. But yeah, I don't know. That and I do think the train is going. I know everybody's so sick of me even talking about the train, but it is officially official that it's going to start doing rides between it's the high speed train that goes from Orlando International Airport down to Miami with stops in like Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale and one other, but I can't remember. West Palm Beach, I think. Anyway, so that it's literally a commuter train. So I think that's going to open up, excuse me, a lot of options for people. I'm really and then it's going over now that this portion of it is completed, it's actually opening up to Tampa. I would really love it if it would come up north from Tampa, but we'll see. So yeah, it's I mean, if it could like run up and down the entire length of Florida and then, cut across in the halfway point, that would really open things up. Because I mean, like going from the villages, that's a whole huge city of people that are over 55 plus and don't really want to drive themselves into Miami, but they really love taking cruises. And they are always, having family come in and stuff like that. So if they could take a commuter train and go over to Orlando or Fort Lauderdale or Miami, that's huge. That is huge. So I'm hoping, really hoping, that we will actually get a train depot somewhere over here within the next maybe 5 years, but we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah. She says yes. So, yeah, that's what I'm much more excited about is just opening um, more reliable and fast transportation. I think that's pretty cool. More so than another theme park because boy, do we have theme parks here. We have so many theme parks. We have like Legoland, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, Disney, and there's a lot of Disney parks actually. Um, so yeah, my favorite Disney park is not actually Magic Kingdom. True story. I actually love Animal Kingdom so much. I never really understood it before until I started doing all the Disney parks, and I love Animal Kingdom. I love all of the rides, all of the shows. The whole thing is just awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. So that one's my favorite, truthfully. True story. My daughter actually loves it too, but she doesn't care. She loves all of them, but that one's my favorite. My dog's barking. My dog's always barking. So, anyway, I think that's it. I think that's it for me. I have been on here for like an hour talking you guys' ears off. If you do have some show ideas, if there is something in Ocala that you would really like for me to show you and experience with you and make a video about, just let me know and I would be more than happy to do it. Um, maybe not the Disney experience. I don't know. I can show you how we do Disney, but it's very different probably from what you guys do. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I might do that one. But let me know. What's that? Oh, yeah, my husband. Yeah. There's my dog. She's something else. Anyway, yeah, there's a rage room that's opening up in Ocala next month, so we're all super excited about that. So I've never been to one, but I cannot wait. So we are going to do a rage room video, of course. As soon as that opens, we're going to be going and doing that. There's just, oh my goodness, there's so many things that I have not shown people that there is to do. It's overwhelming the amount of videos I could still do. Like I haven't gone ATVing through the Ocala National Forest yet, but again, it's kind of hot right now. Um, there's a lot of the springs that I have not shown you guys yet. There is like the rage room, the the paintball course. There's a major paintball course. There's a BMX course that's like one of the best in the entire nation. There's just so much horseback riding trails like you wouldn't believe. So much. There's so much, but we'll get there slowly. So, yeah. All right. That's it for me. I am calling it a rager. You don't know. Okay, so it's basically you get like a baseball bat or whatever, and they have all of these things in the room that you get to rage on. So yeah, literally you get to go in and beat a copy machine into oblivion and just release all of your aggression. Plus, you get to really, really beat a copy machine. Like, have I mentioned a copy machine? So, anyway, yeah. So we're gonna do that. I'm trying to, I don't know how much it is yet. I don't know like when their availability is yet or anything like that. I just know it's opening next month. We've been waiting fairly patiently for this. So I'm hoping that all of the agents in my office, or at least most of them, will go down to the rage room and we're gonna like get some pizza and yeah, because there's like axe throwing places and knife throwing places. Excuse me. And we've done that as a company. That's really a weird thing to do as a company thing. But yeah, we went and did axe throwing together. It was great. It's fun. It really is. It is. I'm better at the knife throwing, and David is better at the axe throwing. I think that's how it went. But yeah, like you just grab some pizzas and, sit there and throw axes one after another. It's fun. It really is. But this is the rage room and I can't wait. I am so excited about it. It's not even funny. So that'll be next month. We're going to go and do that. There's going to be a group of us going in to just rage at the um computers and coffee machine. Like, I don't know. They have all sorts of stuff that they set up and they're just like, go to town, smash into oblivion. It's like, okay. So kind of fun. I mean, they probably just go down to like the thrift store or something or the junkyard and like, okay, we need some old appliances and electronics that are dead. And I mean, it's a good way of recycling. It was fun. It's fun. Dishes, you get to throw dishes as well. So I don't know. I thought it was fun. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go and destroy some stuff together. So yay! But yeah, my husband was he's like, oh, what about the rage room? Yeah, we're doing that video soon. So but yeah, I am getting out of the office and I will be out doing more stuff and filming it and stuff and sharing that with you guys. So kind of excited to get off of the scripted videos because it was so boring. Oh my goodness. I was bored doing it. So I imagine you guys were bored watching it. Whatever. But it was very professional. Had the lighting and the teleprompter and all the stuff. Anyway, whatever. All right, I am going to go get some dinner cooking. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me and thank you for interacting. I love that. I will be back next week. Same thing. Mondays at 7 p.m. This is what I'm doing. So I guess just let me know if you can hang out with me. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Okay. Bye. Bye, Aunt Jan. Night.